Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing video. Today we're jumping back into some Animal Crossing lore, this time surrounding the personality types of villagers. Now Animal Crossing New Horizons and the past titles are full of interesting facts, backstories and hidden details you may not know. For example, only Jock and Big Sister villagers can be your two starting villagers in New Horizons, which I'm sure you knew, but did you know the next three are always Peppy, Normal and Lazy in that order? It's pretty interesting. Anyway, another interesting detail surrounding villager personality types are that several animals have in fact had their personality changed. It's true there are 18 Animal Crossing villagers that at some point or another have had their personality switched to a different type. This typically occurs when a new Animal Crossing game is released. But before we take a look at these, if you're still enjoying island life and consider yourself a fan of Animal Crossing content, please leave a like, it helps out so much, and be sure to post villagers in the comments
for the YouTube algorithm.
With that out of the way, here is every personality change in Animal Crossing. Big Sister. So I thought we'd highlight these as their new personality types and of course probably the ones you recognise them to be. So what better place to start than Big Sister, given you will always encounter one when you first start a new island. In total, 6 Big Sister villagers in Animal Crossing used to have different personality types in previous games. These include Sylvia, Ursula, Paula, Charlize, Plucky and Faith. Each of these characters are of course Big Sister villagers, however that wasn't always the case. Sylvia and Ursula used to be Snooty, however returned to New Leaf as Big Sister. Paula, Charlize and Plucky used to be Peppy, but again returned to New Leaf as Big Sister. And Faith was originally a normal koala, and after being missing from several installments of Animal Crossing, returned to New Horizons as Big Sister. We'll discuss why these changes occurred towards the end of the video, but it's not really surprising to know Big Sister villagers saw some of the most changes, given it is the least common personality type. Cranky. Next up we have Cranky villagers. In total there are 3 Cranky villagers, as you know them now, who used to have different personality types. These include Harry, T-Bone and Dobie. Harry was originally a Jock villager before returning to Animal Crossing City Folk as Cranky. Interestingly, he was the second villager ever to see a personality change. And T-Bone and Dobie were previously Lazy before returning to New Leaf as Cranky. Until New Leaf it wasn't common to change personality types, but 3 villagers do predate this game, with Harry being one of them. Jock. Speaking of personality changes that predate modern Animal Crossing games, we have one Jock villager. Rowan is the only villager who is now a Jock who originally had a different personality type. Rowan the Tiger debuted in the original as Cranky, but when he returned to Wild World he was switched to Jock. Rowan was the first and only villager to see a personality change until the City Folk era. Furthermore, it's not surprising to know only one villager was changed to Jock, given Jock is the most common personality type. Smug. Next up we have Smug villagers. In total there are 7 Smug villagers, as you know them now, who started out with different personalities. These include O'Hare, Kurlos, Ed, Leopold, Kid, Huck and Roswell. O'Hare and Kurlos debuted in Animal Crossing with the Cranky personality type, before returning to New Leaf as Smug. Ed and Leopold were originally Jock, but once again returned in New Leaf as Smug. And Kid, Huck and Roswell debuted as Lazy villagers before switching to Smug. All of these villagers saw personality changes in New Leaf, with the exception of Roswell, who returned to New Horizons as Smug after being absent from the series for several games. Second to Big Sister, the Smug personality type is the least common, so it makes sense it saw some of the most changes. Snooty. Now, Snooty is another personality type that only saw one change. Violet, the gorilla who debuted in E+, is of course a Snooty villager. However, she originally had the Peppy personality type, and it wasn't until she returned to City Folk she became Snooty. Violet was only one of 2 villagers to see a personality change in City Folk, making her and Harry the joint second personality changes overall after Rowan. reasons. Now, in total, there have been 18 personality changes over the years, with 1 in Wild World, 2 in City Folk, 8 in New Leaf, 5 in Welcome Amiibo, and 2 in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Interestingly, as of making this video, there isn't a single lazy, normal, or peppy villager right now that used to have a different personality type. Now, there are 3 primary reasons for the changes that did happen though. The first being those who were originally islanders before becoming residents in future games. The second, filling new personality types after Smug and Big Sister were first introduced to New Leaf. And the third being an attempt to balancing some of the villager types and personality types. To this day, Jock and normal villagers are the most common, and Smug and Big Sister are the least common. I'm sure that if the day ever comes that a new mainline game is released, we'll see even more changes to personalities to balance them even more, and maybe even to some of the personalities that are currently unaffected. As always, thank you so much to the patrons and channel members for supporting this content, and if you'd like to know how to prepare for the upcoming Valentine's Day event, be sure to check out this next video. Peace.